Hey guys, welcome to our animation. Today I'm going to replicate this effect in Spine. We have a lot of challenges and it is pretty much impossible to achieve exactly the same result. We don't have cameras in Spine, and we don't have UV offset, UV animation in Spine, and we don't have 3D in Spine. And the purpose of Spine is keeping it optimized and small. So we need to consider that to not load tons of sequences. Well, it looks ugly, but it took me 2 or 3 hours and I learned a lot. So here's what I learned. Let's start from the expanding stars. I'm going to build one ray and then duplicate it and spread them in the viewport. So let's create a container first, and I'm going to create also the tip of that ray so we can drag from it and the ray will expand. Let's center it. And now I want to convert to mesh. Let's bind it to tip and ray, which is the container. And move the tip now. Yeah, this is great. Almost what I wanted. I can move it as far as I want. The quality won't break. But it has an issue. If I move it and rotate it, we can see it works as a plane in 3D and gets thinner at vertical angle. We can fix that by using one bone eye key constraint. So I'm going to select the ray and let's give it a length and move the tip at the tip of it. Select that container bone and create an eye key constraint. Let's move the tip from it and yeah. Let's select compress and stretch and revert the mesh. So we don't need the mesh now. Let me scale it back by just using region attachment. And yeah, this is it. So this way we can achieve that ray. I can later think about how to increase it. But we're going to work with like hundreds of stars. So I don't want to have hundreds of eye keys. That's the idea of making it optimized and in Spine. Otherwise, there are plenty of tutorials how to do it in 3D softwares or After Effects. Let's revert it and find a better way so we don't have eye key at all, or transform constraint. Maybe we can avoid that as well. So we are back to our initial setup: container, image, the mesh, and the tip. And moving tip expands it, and rotating creates that weird effect. So what I can do, duplicate the image, rotate it 90 degrees, and try again. You can see something is happening here. We are close. So what I miss here is that my pixels are not aligned in the center. So you can see they are not aligned. What I'm looking for is to align them here as a cross. But first I will move. I don't want them to have that width or height of that pixel. So let's move them and create a cross, something like this. And after this, we are ready to move the tip. Nice. So you can see this way we can pretty much preserve the thickness overall, and we don't use eye key. But we have these weird angles we can solve by just adding another pixel for the tip and another for the base. I'm going to revert the mesh for them. Let's set them to 0 and put one of them to tip. Yeah, one step closer. Now let's rotate them. 45 degrees would be what we are looking for. And almost there, it's big we can select them and scale down until we match the cross. Now, if I select the tip, I move it, you can see I have that line that I can thread by just using one bone. So we have 2 bones and 4 images, no constraints, no extra stuff. And what we need to do is duplicate this and spread them in the viewport. After that, we will find a way to move the tips and containers in that expanding motion. But before actually doing that, I want to try to color our pixels. I'm afraid if I spread them, after that coloring them will be not an easy task. So let's try it. I have created pixels. So this is just gradient pixel. It starts dark and ends brighter blue. So let's replace this one with that. I want the tip to be darker. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And this one, same way. Let's see if this works. Beautiful. I want to check and see the wireframe, so to see how it actually looks, how they replace each other. And another thing to do is to change the pixels to something maybe more round and blurry. For that, we have this, pretty much can work. So glow clean. Nice. And this is helpful, so I can color them actually. Nice. And this one will be matching, like eyeballing them. Pretty sure you can do better. Yeah. Let's uncheck wireframe. Yeah, so this is our ray. Up. I think we have an issue here, or let's see if that works when it's scaled. I'm going to also try to scale the tip and see what it creates. It's not actually a good thing, but it's yeah, it's the way mesh works. We can make it more detailed if we want, but clearly it's not gonna be perfect. It's not a 3D software, so I'm happy with this. Most likely I won't be scaling them, most likely. And if I do, this is the top I will be scaling them. Okay, I think we are ready to duplicate all this. I'm going to speed up the process and spread it myself here. Okay, I think it's fine. You'll do better. So next I'm going to create one bone that's gonna serve us as a container for all the tips. Select all the tips and using P shortcut for set parent it here. And yeah, we have them. You can see we have altered the structure a little bit. Now tips are outside. The reason why I did not constrain it, because I want to use this functionality of parent-child relationship, where I can select that container and expand them like this. And does this work? It actually not looking cool. The small containers are expanding weirdly. I mean, I saw this issue, but I didn't think I will face them. You know what? I will leave it for now. I will really leave it. The idea is to have the structure and you learn something. At least you can start from scratch and make sure the mesh is a little bit detailed. Because if I go here and select that mesh, let's add 2 vertices, and same here. Yeah, I think this works fine. You can see you can fix them at early stages. Okay, So I have the bone, I can scale it. Now I need to create another bone similar to the tips and put all containers there. So now I will leave it as is. I'm going to tackle the wormhole, the texture. So for that I have this texture already looking great. And in this bone I will create another set of bones, equal amount of the rings. Duplicate it. I can bind it very quickly, starting from this. Let's call it ring 1. It's gonna be our inner circle. Starting from that, I will select with shift that, find it here and give the value. Select the second bone, select the second ring with shift held and give the value. Next bone, give the value. Next bone. We have issues here? Not at all. Okay. Now we have the bones. Let's try and see how this animation works. Now on 40 frame, I will make the opposite. So this is going to be the easing. So it starts slowly and then speeds up at the end. So each ring will come from the same position to the end the same time. Yeah. After that, you can start offsetting them. First, check if the order is correct of the timeline. If not, you can switch them here. And starting from 15, yeah, just move everything 1 frame and copy first frame to 0 frame. So I can start from there. So this is where you already can see the result. So if I move it too far, triangulation will happen here. So I don't need to do that. I need to keep it. So it's working. Next, once the second ring comes to the end, I need to bring the other one. And check that I don't see triangulation. Okay, so this ring can be smaller. And then time for this ring. I will bring this one here until it grows and we don't see the triangles. I'm pretty happy with the result. The idea is that you can add some shadings here. You can do your own. So I'm going to duplicate this and change the texture to stars. It's just plain stars on the dark background. Yeah, so the effect is it can work actually, but I like the effect. Maybe just leave it normal and put the clouds over it. Oh, nice. Let's do it additive. Now we can make it transparent. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this. Also, I will put some energy ball like in the middle. It's not about this ball in the middle, so I will keep it simple. Just vibrating maybe. And just to line it. Yeah. Now it's time to bring the stars. Actually, let's position them properly. Oh, so I also forgot to use rotation here. Let me quickly do it. Nothing complex here. Just rotating will add an extra. You know what? I will only rotate the clouds. I don't want to rotate the stars also to distort them. Maybe fix here, and on local just make 360, just one cycle. You can try to offset rotation. I don't think something major will happen. Okay, back to the stars. And one thing actually, I would like to not scale the tips and tails, the actual bones. So for that, maybe I disable scaling here and here. I'm using quick selection, which I already saved under them. And at the end, I would like to bring stars back. If you double click on minus or plus, it will collapse or expand everything. It is very helpful in this project. I rarely use it, but here it's very, very useful. So yeah, it's expanding, and here we need to bring them back. Something like this. And I clearly need to fade out all when they go out of the screen. So here, start doing that. And this is where I'm gonna show them back. We need to hide the wormhole actually. So at the beginning, we only see the stars. I think I can fix that in a moment. And then it all goes back to stars. Yeah, at least we have the framework. I don't like this center part. So maybe we can delay its appearing. Let's also create a vibration here, making it big, small, big, small, big, small, big, small. Really doing something quick. Copy some frames. So this is okay. Pattern is repeating. We can shift things back and forth here. And maybe we can separate the axis to add some wobbling effect. So I have made a texture, just switching it like this, making it flow, just offsetting it manually. And I tried to make it fast. I was thinking it's gonna be moving fast. Let's try that. But it really didn't work out. However, I want to show how I done it. So I would drag that image, convert it to mesh, generate like a bunch of times, maybe a lot. And then, yeah, select this portion and delete it at once. But what I had to do using this soft selection, I would find a way to spin it in a circular way. Mostly eyeballing it. But obviously not fully circle. It's not gonna work like that. But yeah, so now if I convert it to sequence attachment, you should be able to see what I mean. So this is the texture that would flow. If I animate it here using this, let's say 30 frames. And let's select reverse. So it was too fast for me, and I really wanted to avoid sequence animations. You would actually need to duplicate this after achieving the sequence you want. apologize for this terrible work. I just want you to see like quick draft version. So this would be like crazy, some different effect, clearly different effect. Not what I was looking for. And if you want to also do some kind of rotation, you can see clearly we have these lines already. So for that you would need to do even more detailed mesh. So it kind of defeats the whole purpose of making it all optimized, but it gives another effect. Cool, let me know what you think and see you in the next video.